Since the dawn of time, history has been defined by a series of world-changing innovations. These groundbreaking moments were not always met with the appropriate levels of enthusiasm.
Well, that's the end of the raw food industry.
It's called a sale.
I don't know. We've always been more of a rowing-centric organization. We have.
I call it inoculation.
Clever, but we have a lot invested in leeches right now. There you go.
Leeches?
Well, that's the end of Shakespeare.
That's the end of their careers.
No doubt.
No more mainframes.
Well, that's the end of big data.
What is this called?
The internet.
I do not like it.
I'm calling it software as a service.
You think people are going to rent software?
SAP HANA.
It's the end of legacy enterprise tech stacks with siloed ERP and analytics.
I don't even want to imagine a world without legacy enterprise tech stacks with siloed ERP and analytics.
So we're an autonomous enterprise now. You know what that means?
It's the end.
Yeah. The end of busy work, bottlenecks, and silos, and the beginning of faster, simpler, better.
Welcome to the autonomous enterprise. It's not the end of anything. It's the beginning of better.
Please welcome to the stage, Christian Klein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sapphire 2026. Buenos dias, Madrid. Welcome to all our customers, partners, media, analysts, and of course, to my best friend, Joule. Sapphire Orlando was just a warm-up for Madrid. I promise we will talk about the same amount of AI, but we will enjoy much better coffee and tapas. So let's also use this opportunity during the next few days to connect with people from all over the world and to feel the energy of this wonderful community. Especially in times of incredible change and speed, Sapphire is more important than ever. Some time ago, when we started to prepare for this keynote, I asked myself the question, will SAP actually still be a software company in the future? Are you scared by this question? I'm not scared. For me, the time right now is the beginning of something even better. And today, we want to show you why. So let's come back to this question at the end of the keynote. There is no doubt that AI is changing everyone's life, starting with my own life. As a CEO, I use AI for all kinds of tasks. I use AI to bounce around ideas for the next strategy refresh or to analyze market sentiment before earnings, to prepare for my customer meetings and also for the keynote today. And as a dad, I use AI to draw pictures with my kids. And AI does a much better job than I could ever do. But take a closer look at this unicorn. This unicorn is not perfect. It has actually 3 ears. My daughter told me, Dad, at least it doesn't have 2 horns. For her, an 80% accurate drawing of a unicorn is still good enough to make her happy. In business, it's different. If agents run your payroll, your financial close, do your demand and supply chain planning. 80% accuracy is just not good enough. When you run the world's most mission-critical business processes, your agents should not guess. They should deliver accurate, compliant, and reliable outcomes. According to a recent Stanford AI survey, every company is now using AI, but many see only little value. Why do we face such challenges with AI in business? At the top of this iceberg, it's visible to everyone that large language models are getting better and better at tasks like generating text and images, or in specific domains like writing software. All of these use cases are related to publicly available content the modules are trained on. But if you go below the waterline, beyond the level of sales demos, into the real business world, you're gonna find out that none of these LLMs are trained on your business data and processes. These AI agents also don't adhere naturally to governance requirements like your security compliance frameworks, your data privacy requirements, or your company's identity and authorization rules. All AI agents, including Joule, have faced these challenges until now. Let us now show you how SAP will solve this challenge. The path to the solution starts with the brain of every company. Do you know which brain I'm talking about? The brain of every company is the ERP. For over 50 years, we have been developing an ERP with incredibly deep process and data domain know-how. On top, all your governance requirements and customer-specific extensions are maintained in the ERP. The ERP is the brain and the trusted system of execution running your company. So, how can we now infuse this deep business domain know-how sitting in your ERP into our AI agents? Let me illustrate the solution with the following prompt. First, I'm asking Joule to provide me an update on my total year financial forecast based on the latest pipeline and supply chain data. To understand my question, the prompt is processed by a large language model. So far, so good. But going forward, the LLM now has access to the brain of every company, your ERP, to first find the right process from thousands of business processes in your company. Then, with the help of the knowledge graph, select exactly the right data from over 7 million data fields stored in our ERP landscape. And finally, before the outcome is shared, we check all the identity and authorization rules to ensure the response is not only accurate, but also compliant. Well, the team delivered, building nothing less than a new SAP. We are bringing together LLMs with 50 years of business know-how stored in our ERP. By merging our AI foundation with our Business Data Cloud and our Business Technology Platform. And today, I'm super proud to launch our new SAP Business AI Platform. Which forms the basis for our vision of the future of business, the autonomous enterprise, where agents run the business and you can focus on what truly matters. Let me start with the foundation. The heart of this new platform is the rich context layer. Here we infuse the deep ERP business domain know-how into the AI agents. Through our knowledge graph, our AI agents have now a compass, a map, to find the right process and data in your ERP universe. And to provide even more context to our AI agents, we are also introducing our new SAP domain models. They have been trained on SAP's code to even better understand the business rules of your company. But we don't stop here. Because you run your business not only with SAP solutions, why actually not? Our AI agents also have to understand non-SAP data. That's why we included our SAP Business Data Cloud in the context layer, to build one semantical data layer across SAP and non-SAP data. No more silos, no spaghetti data sprawl, because no AI agent can compensate for a broken data module. Let's move on to the build layer of the new platform. Here we are introducing Joule Studio 2.0. Our new build layer is open and agnostic. You can bring your own LLM or you use SAP's own models. You will be able to develop AI agents faster than anywhere else. Because Joule Studio 2.0 is integrated with the context layer and has direct access to your business logic. And finally, in the governance layer, we want all SAP AI agents for you. So you don't have to deal with the complexity and the governance requirements which sit under the waterline of the iceberg. Via our AI Agent Hub in LeanIX, we also provide transparency about your agentic AI layer and govern non-SAP agents for free. So let's take a closer look into our new SAP foundation, the Business AI Platform. Joule, can you help me to introduce our next speaker?
Of course, Christian. Please welcome to the stage, Philipp Herzig.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Christian. We are very excited about the Business AI Platform, a platform that is specifically designed for outcomes, speed, enterprise readiness, and as Christian mentioned, the deep contextualization in the enterprise. It's the place going forward where you are building, contextualize, and reason, as well as govern AI end-to-end. And we're starting with build. In fact, before we build anything, it's usually a good idea to analyze what we should build. And so far, this was actually a very time-consuming and tedious exercise. You had to do a lot of research in the company or use this thing that we prescribed, the so-called AI Discovery Workshop. Now, it's so much easier because now you can just go into Joule and ask, what are my top 3 business challenges? In this case, we are a chemical supplier where we are moving high volumes of regulated products. Every order needs to be right, from specification to delivery timing. And our all-new process consulting agent from Signavio goes deep into the data, into the process to analyze where the opportunity lies with AI. The highest impact here is 14 million in efficiencies that could be saved because sales orders, the quality of the sales orders are not good enough. About 20% are incomplete and endanger SLA compliance. As a result, the orders get stuck in the process, leading to time-consuming rework. This is a great use case where I can help, and the process consulting agent concludes that building a sales order rescue agent here for this chemical company could be a great solution. And where do we build this solution? After the analysis, in Joule Studio. It's the place where you extend, build, and integrate AI experience like never before. Since its launch last year, Joule Studio, customers and partners have already built phenomenal things with it, like Sony, that have cut 4 days of manual work for an agent down to just 15 minutes. All of that are great outcomes, but you all wanted more. And therefore, we are very excited to introduce Joule 2.0, to build agents for business outcomes. The all-new Joule Studio is first intent-based, so it really understands the business challenges. It's deeply contextualized in all your business processes and data. Of course, it comes with out-of-the-box connectivity to all your application landscape, which then actually helps you to create fully fledged product requirement documents and technical specifications, and allows you also to create evals in a data-driven way from all your applications. And of course, it comes SAP managed and with all standard SAP enterprise qualities baked in. Joule Studio is also open by principle. You can choose any third-party model, use SAP's own domain models, and of course build in the environment of your choice, as well as your style, low-code to pro-code, or everything in between that you need. And now, let's actually build this agent. And to do this, and though I don't build this myself, I'd like to invite a partner on stage that is building on every layer of this platform. Please welcome with me Pavan Srivastava, the Global CTO of Deloitte. Pavan, it's so great to have you here with us today. Before we actually get also another colleague of yours on the stage to build this, let's talk a bit more what you also see, your amazing customer and partner alike. Maybe start as a partner, like where do you adopt AI today at Deloitte?
Absolutely, it's great to be here, Philipp. AI is raising the bar for how we as a consultant deliver everyday work for our clients differently. To start with, we're building a solid foundation with transitioning to RISE and adopting to Business Data Cloud. It gives our finance business users a unified data fabric that helps them achieve tangible results with AI. We also adopted Joule for Consultants last year to give our global workforce a smarter way to deliver everyday consulting tasks. And today, thousands of our Deloitte consultants globally are using Joule for Consultants for everyday tasks, and results speak for itself. 83% of them have experienced a positive impact on their daily work and save up to 30% of their time, allowing them to deliver a better outcome for our clients.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And on the customer side, when you go into these client projects, like tell us a bit more what you see there.
Yes, and Deloitte brings a deep industry experience, use cases, and AI framework to jumpstart our clients' agentic journey. We have built more than 78 agents specific to industries and process areas, and we are innovating more with Business AI Platform. In fact, we have established an AI Center of Excellence here in Europe to accelerate the adoption of our clients' AI journey. And with the new announcement that you made today, I believe this is a game changer for us to build the agents for the autonomous enterprise.
Thank you for sharing this with all of us. And yeah, as said, we have another colleague of yours. Her name is Marlene. And she is now going to build our sales order rescue agent for the chemical company. Thank you so much, Pavan, for coming here and sharing this with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
So much, Philipp and Pavan. It's really super exciting to be here with all of you today. So yeah, let's build an agent together. So here we are in the new Joule Studio, where I can extend, build, and integrate agents. What I love about it is that it's fully integrated in the SAP ecosystem, but it's open at the same time. And I can build agents for my clients without even writing a single line of code. Philipp just showed you the findings and newly proposed solution from the process consultant agent. Joule now has these uploaded, and I prepared a prompt to create our sales order rescue agent. So we tell Joule what we need to achieve, not how to do it, and Joule then investigates the requirements. So like this, we can fully focus on delivering business value to our clients. I now also want to make sure that I can refine my intent. So here, what we can now see is Joule will feel less like a developer tool and more like a colleague. So it checks back with me. So in this case, for example, it wants to understand which business unit this is about, and we are in specialty products. It also wants to understand what the main priority is for this use case. For me, this is making sure that I avoid the SLA breaches. So what is also really great is that Joule can also discover existing agents in our landscape. So one of our agents that we have built can modify business partner data, and this is also needed in this use case. So the beauty here is that every new AI solution is clean, governed, and reusable. Now I can review the intent, the problem statement, and I can also check the details of the proposed solution over here. I can also have a look at the sources used, so the business process, the data products, and every connection documented. That is really helpful for me, but also for everybody else who will work with the agent later. So from all that context, Joule is generating a product requirements document with the click of a button. This is a clear blueprint that used to take weeks, and we now have it in minutes. So I can even adjust it if needed. So I just go here in the chat, and I tell it that I also want to make sure that we check different shipping options. So once I did this, Joule updates the document accordingly, scrolling down a little. So here we can see this is now also updated. So for Joule, it is now time to build the solution. And for me, the hardest part is already done. So while Joule is building, let's have a look at an agent that we also prepared before so that you can see what is under the hood. So here, we can get an easy-to-consume overview on our full multi-agent system, and it's based on the integration with N8N. The agents are working together or coordinated through one orchestrated workflow. Now, the design also shows all tools and configurations used by the agent, and Joule Studio even auto-generates evaluation scenarios based on my data and landscape to check and monitor the performance of my agent later on. So, as a team, Joule and our consultants at Deloitte now turn tech and process know-how into agents running your business. AI and experts working together for an impact that matters. So, back to you, Philipp. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marlene. That's an amazing demo. Now we have seen how we build the agents. Now let's see how we interact with the agents, because that's going to be a tricky live demo now. In fact, from time to time, they need to come back, and despite the PRD, there are all these exceptions in business that are not in the PRD. And in this case, this rescue agent just came back here because there's a high-value sales order address due to a delivery delay, which could lead to an SLA penalty. And it proposes to switch to air freight, which is, of course, way more costly, right? And the agent is not automatically doing that, right? Because that is, of course, critical then also for the business decision. So it brings that on, and now I can use the all-new voice mode also in Joule to directly integrate with that and get my human judgment. Yeah, just go ahead with the shipping. This is one of our top-tier customers, and the additional cost is well below the estimated SLA penalty. Remember, sometimes customer satisfaction is more important than and why we want to stay compliant.
I'll take care of that right away. All right, thank you for confirming. I will speed up the shipment of this order and add a new rule for top-tier customers to my memory, so I don't need to interrupt you again for comparable cases.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Philipp, anytime. I'm here to help.
So this is how you interact with these agents, right? So, and then Sebastian will later talk about what the company memory is all about to improve the agents continuously. Now that's Joule Studio that gets you to the outcome faster and far more accurately than ever before. We tested building this and many more agents on comparable platforms, and while of course Joule Studio cannot write the code faster, it wins in every other dimension it has been designed for, bringing you in total to the outcome 10x faster that you desire. And it does that at a much higher accuracy, because it's aware of the SAP domain. It's aware of all the right APIs to use, the right metadata, and much more. And developers love it. We tested the alpha version of it with more than 1,000 developers already, and the feedback speaks for itself. And that's the next generation of Joule Studio starting to roll out to first customers in June. Next, let's talk about contextualize and reason. Because we all know agents are only as powerful as the context they are operating on. However, the problem is the data is all fragmented. It stays in proprietary formats, and certainly it's not semantically aligned. Business AI Platform starts on a strong foundation with SAP Business Data Cloud, which acts as the business data fabric that gives you universal business context understanding across your entire multi-cloud landscape for both SAP and non-SAP data. Business Data Cloud is one of SAP's fastest growing products in history. And customers like Baker Hughes or Zalando and many more get already amazing benefits from it. It comes with pre-shipped more than 380 data products, SAP managed, so you don't have to do the heavy lifting. But these data products are only coming from the SAP world. There's, of course, so much more data that needs to get harmonized and brought together. Like, for example, customers coming from Salesforce, employee information from Workday. This is where RelTio is coming in, which allows you across SAP and non-SAP to create the golden master data record that empowers every agent to reason over consistent master data going forward. And to help with your data modeling efforts, we are introducing Joule Agents in BDC as well. For example, the all-new data products generation agent helps you to create new data products or derived one from the ones you already have in virtually no time. Also, BDC is open by principle as well. With BDC Connect, we introduced a technology that allows you to integrate and share your data with any other data platform that's out there. And we're also very excited to welcome Amazon Athena to the mix as well. But we didn't stop there. We were very excited about our intention to acquire Dremio, a high-performance data and agentic lakehouse federation engine with cutting-edge federation across any cloud and any traditional SQL database. With this, BDC will 100% support the open table format Apache Iceberg that allows for plug-and-play data interoperability with any object store that's out there. Combined with BDC, this will build the foundation that allows your agents to reason over data from any cloud without moving any data around. Now, with this, we have a solution to build data and tables on the fly. Next up, we can allow for predictions on the fly, because the opportunity in business AI was never just large language model. It was AI built for decision intelligence, reasoning over your structured data that is stored in tables. Think of predictions like a demand forecast in retail or predictive maintenance in asset management. So far, we still had to rely on specialized AI models, or sometimes called narrow AI models, one for each task. Now, if you take like 10 predictive tasks in the enterprise across 10 company codes, you would easily have to train 100 narrow AI models. This is months of work for your data scientists, which oftentimes you even don't have. It's a significant investment, and it's hard to scale and adapt. So what we thought, can we not put all of that into one giant model with the release of SAP Rapid One last year, which is the most performant tabular foundation model on SAP data. And today, we are very excited about the next model generation with Rapid 1.5. That does not only come with far better accuracy than its predecessor, but also introduces a so-called chat API that allows for on-the-fly what-if analyses and predictive simulation so you can study your business on the fly in real time. Another big focus also was explainability, so you can also decide better what makes sense for the business and what doesn't. And this comes all without any additional AI model training. It just works within context learning. You can just check it out today on rapid.cloud.sap immediately. But there was one more thing to define this category of tabular foundation models. With our intention to acquire prior labs, we are building up a frontier AI lab for foundation models with SAP. And while Rapid 1.5 is certainly best in class on the SAP data, their latest model released last week, TAP PFN version 3, is actually the best on non-SAP data, unlocking industry-specific cases like in healthcare or, for example, in the financial service industry for financial trading. And these are just a few highlights that are new in the contextualize and reason part of the platform. Next up, govern. I mean, you know the tricky thing right now. The agents are everywhere, and some are great, some are not. Unfortunately, no one really has a consistent picture across the entire company, no central governance. AI Agent Hub changes that. It's one command center to discover, manage, and govern SAP and non-SAP agents, your MCP servers, your large language models, and all the assets in AI that you have in the company. AI Agent Hub has been built on SAP LeanIX. That's already used by 25% of the Fortune 500 companies. And with this Sapphire, we're taking it to the next level. AI Agent Hub, that is already available today, allows you to discover agents in context, your landscape, your business processes. Now, what's new is once you identify the right agents, you can control their risk, define your architectural boundary conditions, your compliance rules. And once you're done with that, you can mark that agent centrally as a verified agent. That's very important because we are making sure that only verified agents get executed in the runtime so you can sleep very well, and there's no exception to this. From this aggregated view, when I want to deploy these agents, you can easily look into observability and telemetry and seamlessly navigate over into Cloud ALM to take a deeper look on their health, their goal completion, tool call correctness, and much more. You can also now seamlessly navigate into agent mining in SAP Signavio. So you can continuously see what they're doing and improve them with respect to the business outcome and the KPIs. And finally, we are also mapping your agents to SAP SuccessFactors in your org chart. So you can actually study the impact on your workforce of these agents and how they work with the teams, the humans, and the agents all together. The full governance lifecycle of AI Agent Hub will be generally available in Q3 this year and is now part of the Business AI platform at no extra charge. And that's how we are building, contextualizing, reason, and govern AI end-to-end. But there is one more thing, specifically here in Europe. Now, we know many of you have requirements towards sovereignty, especially if you're operating in a regulated industry. And we are taking a look at sovereignty end-to-end with different levels of control and resilience. First, of course, we have the public deployments that are secure by design, but lack specific sovereignty requirements. Now, the second tier is that we offer select sovereign capabilities that are run end-to-end by SAP inside your region and under your local rules. With the SAP Cloud infrastructure, this is the main way on how we deliver this. And third, full sovereignty for full control for your most sensitive workloads, including government classified information. Many customers like Deal, Thales, or H&M Revenue and Customs are benefiting from these environments already today. And you can choose what you need. It's full flexibility between these different capabilities and the clouds. And for the second tier, specifically last year, we introduced the EU AI Cloud, with frontier models being served end-to-end out of European data centers. And we announced this already last year, but today we are very thrilled that we have the full Mistral platform generally available on the Business AI platform in this sovereign environment with both Le Chat as well as their AI Studio. And in addition, starting June, we have the general availability of the Cohere North platform on the SAP Business AI platform as well, so you get the best models in a sovereign environment. Both are available now on the SAP Cloud infrastructure for select sovereign capabilities, and end of this year, we will support full sovereignty. And this is the platform the Autonomous Enterprise runs on, and with that, back to Christian.
Yeah, thank you, Philipp. I now can share a secret. That's not, not in the script, but you wouldn't imagine when Philipp showed his mobile demo, that was live. You wouldn't imagine how many people were sweating behind, the scene here. But Deloitte is actually a great example of how our ecosystem is already embracing the new platform. And to ensure that our AI platform will be the most loved platform in the market, we are making 3 further exciting announcements. First, all our SAP AI agents are open and exchange data with third-party agents without any limits and at no additional charge. Second announcement, we are excited that AI development with Joule Studio 2.0 will be available for free. And we will also offer the one-time for free until the end of the year. And third, we will invest over 100 million euro into our ecosystem to develop AI and drive AI adoption. All of these partners are already developing agents on our platform. And look at this fantastic feedback. I could look at it all day. And one of our key partners of the new AI platform is a unicorn from Germany. Founded in 2019, in the meantime, their community has over 1 million users, and the company is valued over 5 billion euro. What a success story in the heart of Europe. Please welcome N8N founder and CEO Jan Oberhauser on stage. Before we get started, I have to tell you another secret. Actually, when I first met Jan in his office in Berlin, I was not only impressed by your product, I was impressed by the amount of candies you had in your office. And I guess you saw that I was a strong end consumer of that. So I really wanted to make sure that you feel like home. So please help yourself. I help myself as well. So Jan, back to business. Yeah. Tell us a bit more about N8N and what makes your platform so unique.
Sure. First, thanks for having me here. And N8N is a workflow automation platform that orchestrates AI agents, business process integrations across the whole enterprise stack. We have a huge community with over 1.7 million monthly active users. And it's used by Meta, Mercedes, Vodafone, government organizations, and many more. The platform is powerful, flexible, and accessible for both technical and non-technical people, which is exactly what fits so well with the whole SAP AI strategy and Joule Studio as well.
So, Jan, when we were sitting together, we said, okay, when I listened to that, and obviously I got tremendous feedback from our customers, we said, okay, let's get our engineers back to work, and let's integrate N8N deeply into Joule Studio 2.0 to deliver real business outcomes for our customers. So what outcomes can our customers now expect?
Sure. Absolutely. Like N8N inside of Joule Studio brings 3 things together. Like first, use your existing SAP context to build more powerful agents faster. Second, build anything from simple automations to complex multi-agent workflows. And third, being able to connect any internal SAP system with any external one via our hundreds of pre-built integrations. So customers no longer need separate tools. They can do it all inside of Joule Studio and N8N. The result is workflows built on proven process expertise, powered by agents that understand your business really well. That combination is really rare. That makes this partnership unique and one of the most powerful agentic experiences anywhere.
So, Jan, you founded N8N in the year 2018-19. I mean, you are a true visionary leader. Now, I mean, AI is moving very fast. What can our customers expect, let's say, in a year from now?
Sure. I think that's just the beginning of a very long and deep partnership. As the models kind of keep on getting better, the context you provide becomes even more important. This is why we see SAP and Joule Studio partnership as just the beginning. Our vision is that a year from now, this collaboration will help thousands of companies and millions of users build agentic workflows that are powerful enough for technical people and accessible enough for business people. Our AI strategy is to plan with the assumption that what isn't possible today will become possible in the future. And we will be on the frontier, experimenting with new ways of building by leveraging SAP's strength to keep the visibility and the governance enterprises really need.
Actually, when I'm sometimes sitting with other CEOs together, the dress code is actually very different in tech and so on. But with you on stage, I have to say I feel so well. So thanks a lot, Jan, for joining us at Sapphire. And I mean, our customers can expect a lot. We will not run out of ideas, I'm sure about that. Don't forget your candy, and I wish you just only the very, very best.
Thanks a lot. I would never do that. And anybody who wants to learn more or just want to eat some sweets, come by to our booth in Hall 10. And thank you for having me. Take care. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
So we want to be a good host from one guest to another. My next guest is someone who is helping to define AI leadership in Europe. Together, we will redefine how businesses run and secure Europe's digital sovereignty. Last week, we announced our expanded partnership. So let's talk about it. Please welcome on stage the CEO of Mistral AI, Arthur Mensch. Arthur, look at this. I mean, you and I have been to many fancy places. Yeah, we visited President Macron, Chancellor Merz, but look at this. I mean, nothing can compete with Sapphire.
Absolutely. I would say it's always better to do business than politics. And it was a very misty and cold day in Berlin in November. It's a much better day here in Madrid today.
Yeah, we won't talk about politics today. So, yeah, Arthur, you and I mean, we are, of course, working together since a few years in the meantime. I mean, we brought together Mistral AI and SAP. Tell our customers, what can our customers actually expect from our two platforms?
So if you want to build AI technology, you need two things. You need great context, great understanding of business, and you need great governance, and you need great intelligence. By partnering together, we're bringing the three things. We're bringing world-class European-built models. We're bringing Lusha, which is our agentic platform. It's now fully integrated into Joule Studio 2.0. We're giving enterprise powerful and flexible AI capabilities. And SAP is bringing what no one else can do, deep business context, so the processes, the data, the workflows that are actually running the companies. And so together, we combine the intelligence, we combine the process intelligence, we combine European sovereignty at the core, governed, compliant AI that enterprise can trust and that enterprise can then run with confidence. So that's how you get from AI potential to real business outcomes.
I definitely agree, Arthur. I guess, the two companies really built a real European AI stack. Because before we come to Europe and AI stack and trust, talk a little bit about business outcomes. I mean, all of our customers, of course, also ask, okay, what kind of concrete AI use cases can I now run with Mistral and SAP?
Absolutely. I think it definitely matters to hear about what is live today. So for the public sector, for instance, we've built AI agents that are doing public tender management. It's a very complex process. So they're helping governments and institutions to process, analyze, and respond to tenders faster, while maintaining full compliance and sovereignty, so sovereign deployment, etc. So this is critical for organizations that simply cannot use AI solutions that are non-European and non-located in European countries. In finance, we're deploying accrual agents, so AI that automates complex period-end accounting processes. It's matching transactions, it's identifying discrepancies, it's accelerating close cycles. And what makes it possible is that we have a fully integrated European platform. So it's 100% European built. It's hosted, consumable directly through SAP AI units. It's fully compliant with EU regulations, and it's natively connected to all SAP systems. So that's not proof of concept, it's already live today, and that's production-ready solutions, and that's delivering outcomes today.
Yeah. I mean, talking about AI regulations, I mean, let's not go deeper into that, otherwise my good mood is gone. But of course, customers, of course, see the power of AI. But at the same time, they also ask, can I trust AI? So why is the European stack between Mistral and SAP so important for our customers? And tell us what also our customers can expect from us, especially when it comes to trust.
So I think there's three fundamentals. The first thing when you're deploying AI agents is that you need to be able to trace how decisions are made, the same way you're tracing how your employees are taking decisions. So that's one thing you need. You need auditability, so you need to be able to verify and then explain the AI behavior of models. And then you need what you can call sovereignty, which is really knowing that your data subprocessors, knowing that you're escaping extraterritorial laws, knowing that everything is under European governance. That matters in many places. And then you need to balance all of these constraints, which are really very important to real business outcomes. And so we've worked together to make tight integration so that you don't need to worry about trust and about sovereignty, because we've done that job for you. And everything is now well connected to our models, SAP Business Platform, and all of our agentic systems as well. So that now what you should be focusing on is what is useful, how do you ensure ROI? The second thing that we're building together, and that matters a lot, and I think you should benefit from it, is that we've combined our forward deployment engineering team. And so we're sending our best engineers, we're sending our best architects on site for months to deliver specific customer needs, so we can help in shaping the right use cases, we can help in shaping the right architecture to deliver on those use cases. And that's how you move from having something that is fully well-governed, a European AI stack, and you turn it into use cases and business application that works and that delivers ROI.
I mean, Arthur, really a true European AI stack, from developing agents all the way down to running and governing the AI agents. So, Arthur, I have to say a big thank you. I mean, we talk so often, and our teams work in the meantime so intensively together. I'm very, very proud about our partnership, and I wish you and the whole Mistral AI team only the very best. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you. The power of the new AI platform enables us as well to transform our software application layer. And as a result, we are reimagining how your businesses will run. Our ERP and industry application, or let's call them systems of execution, have generated incredible value for every customer. I hope you can agree to that. From R2 to R3 to ECC to S4 to the Modular Cloud Business Suite. I spent the first 15 years in my career working with finance transactions like PC02 or FP50. I guess there are also some heavy users of that. And I also was a heavy power user of our internal analytics BW store. 10 years ago, I actually performed at the Sapphire stage a digital boardroom demo, and a couple of things have changed. So I got definitely older, and also the CEO has changed. Now, the digital boardroom was a revolution at the time. But still, it was always about the end user telling the system what to do, or to analyze the figures provided by the analytical solution. But now, this is changing. We are very proud to announce that our system of execution will transform into SAP's Autonomous Suite. The new Autonomous Suite will span across 5 domains: autonomous finance, spend, supply chain, HCM, and CX. As well as we are going to build on our deep industry experience to launch Industry AI. Why do we consider this the biggest evolution ever in the history of SAP's application business? Because the Autonomous Suite is changing the game in 5 key dimensions. The Autonomous Suite is role-centric, with a Joule Assistant for every persona in your company, always with the human in the loop. It's outcome-based. Our agents will listen, understand, steer, and manage the system of execution. It's audit-ready. We provide full traceability for every action performed by an agent with the highest compliance standards. And it's extensible by design. You and everyone in the ecosystem can actually extend the Autonomous Suite layer with new agents and skills every hour. And our Autonomous Suite is open by principle. Our free-of-charge orchestration layer will ensure SAP and non-SAP agents work hand in hand. This is the beginning of something better. Let's hear from one of our key partners how we are making the enterprise software more powerful than ever.
It's great to be here at Sapphire. What SAP and NVIDIA are building together is one of the most important platforms in enterprise AI. NVIDIA's supply chain is incredibly complex. Millions of parts, hundreds of partners and factories, all connected through SAP. But what's changing is not just how enterprise systems are managed, it's how work actually gets done. We're moving from hand-coded software to AI that can understand, reason, and act. AI no longer simply answers questions. It works for you. And enterprise systems are where work happens. Finance, supply chains, procurement, and every workflow in between. SAP is the foundation of enterprise. And now they're building the agents that sit on top of it, trained on proprietary data with the skills to act. Soon, every company will have a workforce of agents. These specialized agents will not replace enterprise software. They will make enterprise software more powerful than ever. And with NVIDIA, agents can be built, evaluated, deployed, and governed. We created OpenShell so agents can act inside a company, safely and with clear boundaries. And this work is happening as an open source project, so everything we learn goes back to the community. SAP is embedding OpenShell across its entire platform to secure enterprise AI at scale. Agents can take action, but only what they're allowed to do. They can access data, but only what they're permitted to see. They can execute workflows, but every action is traceable. This is how we make AI safe and useful. It understands the business. It follows the rules. It uses the tools, and it moves fast. Thank you, Christian, Philipp, and the SAP team. The autonomous enterprise is no longer a vision. It starts now.
Please welcome to the stage Sebastian Steinhaeuser.
Wow! Hello, everyone. I do agree with Jensen. We are building one of the most powerful enterprise AI platforms. And that platform is powering our Autonomous Suite. It's a real pleasure for me personally to introduce our announcements on the Autonomous Suite. Why? First, because it gives Muhammad, who did this section in Orlando, a chance to attend his son's graduation. I mean, looking at this awesome crowd, I still think I'm a dad too, it's the right priority. But second, as one of SAP's top 10 Joule users, I have worked with that team every step along the way, and I'm extra excited about what we are going to present today. So, let's get started. We didn't just build a business AI platform. We built it, and then we used it natively to really completely change the portfolio of products we have, reimagining a truly autonomous suite. Underpinning the Autonomous Suite are out-of-the-box agents, hundreds of agents, cutting across all core business processes. These agents come together into what we call assistants, or Joule Assistants. We have mapped these assistants to roles across the core function of an organization, because we know that the first step in realizing value from AI is to empower your people to be able to do more, do it better, or do things that were just not possible before. These assistants can be triggered by humans, or be system triggered with humans in the loop, or set up to run autonomously, collaborating across multiple assistants once you have built the right trust and confidence. They are also designed with outcomes as a core objective. Each assistant has a defined set of KPIs that you can expect it to deliver. These outcomes are then tracked in the SAP AI Agent Hub that Philipp showed to you earlier to ensure full transparency and accountability to you and your business. Because ultimately, what you want is positive business impact instead of just a count of agents. By the way, speaking in my role as COO and SAP as customer zero, what you can see here is the financial closing assistant that was developed in close collaboration with our very own SAP experts. And I can assure you, we are banking on these outcomes. We also know that no two businesses are alike. And for this reason, we have made extensibility a core design principle. You can extend any of our agents by adding tools, workflow steps, and even code through the same simple experience you saw in Joule Studio 2.0 earlier. This allows you to connect them with your non-SAP applications. You can, of course, also add completely new custom agents to any of these assistants. But we didn't just stop there. We know that the traceability and auditability of these agents is critical for you. And that is why we are proud to announce that we follow a SOX audit-compatible, ISO-certified development process to build these agents. All of our agents are built on this certified compliance framework, developed in coordination with our own auditing firm, as well as an external audit partner to ensure audit readiness at the agent level, particularly for the audit-relevant finance assistants. Now, multiple assistants then come together to form an autonomous domain. In autonomous finance, for instance, we have assistants for AP, AR, treasury, planning, controlling, and so on, an assistant for every role, each with several agents and with its own uniquely defined outcome. We have built these autonomous domains, again, not just for finance, but across the entirety of your core business processes. Let's go through them. In autonomous spend, we have assistants from supplier management to sourcing to contracting and buying. For autonomous supply chain, we have assistants spanning the entire make-to-deliver process. For autonomous HCM, we have assistants in recruiting, payroll, career development that cover the entire employee lifecycle. And finally, for autonomous CX, we have assistants covering sales, service, commerce, and marketing processes. All of these autonomous domains then come together to help you become an autonomous enterprise, allowing you as an organization to do things better, more efficiently, and unlock value that you just were not able to unlock before. Across all of these domains, we are proud to be launching 224 agents and 51 assistants, and that number will only grow from here. So, we built all of these assistants and we made extensibility a first-class principle. But we realized there was still something missing, something big. Your company context. The organizational memory that sits in the minds of your people that have executed these processes for years and years and years. This knowledge, often referred to as decision traces, often sits as unstructured data in process models, policies, PDFs, even chats, and long, long emails. Who doesn't know them? Making it effectively invisible to any agent on any agent platform. So we have built something to address this tribal knowledge gap, something we call company memory. Company memory is a knowledge management layer, or you can call it a context graph for your company specifically. It is built on the same foundation as SAP Signavio, so it's already natively aware of your process models and your process insights. You can additionally feed it your policies and procedures, relevant content from Teams or Slack channels, and even long approval emails or exception chains, from which it can extract what we call process atoms, which are small, structured units of knowledge. Each one can guide an agent on what to look for, what to do, and most importantly, what not to do. When an agent makes a call, it also maintains traces for full transparency and control. And when it runs into an exception, it adds to the company memory how it dealt with that exception. You, of course, have the power to also directly update a rule, review a role or a process item manually, and once done, all agents adapt it instantly. This is what allows us to bring the best of public LLMs, SAP's unique context layer, and your own company context together to deliver results you can rely on. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. You love these assistants and agents and the company memory, and you can't wait to deploy it in your landscape. But you still might have a long way to go before you complete your modernization journey to our latest cloud applications. However, your business expects results today. Well, we have thought of that too. And we are really excited to announce that we are enabling a significant percentage of these Joule assistants and agents to work in hybrid landscapes with the ability to connect to your S4 on-premise and ECC landscapes. You can applaud. This will be available for our customers that have started or are on their modernization journey on RISE with SAP, or should I better say, RISE with AI. We have done this so you can start generating value from AI today while you are modernizing your landscape. Finally, we are also proud to reiterate our commitment to openness and enabling A2A across all of these assistants and agents, because we know some of you may have selected other agentic platforms for whatever reason. So you can use A2A to connect your agents with your agentic platform of choice to get the benefits of the outcome-driven, out-of-the-box certified Joule agents and assistants. Okay, we have talked enough about these assistants. Now, let's look at one in action. Please join me in welcoming Sophia Levens to the stage.
Thank you, Sebastian. It is incredible to be here with you all. You've heard about the autonomous enterprise, and what I get to do today is show you what it feels like to experience this new way of working. Today, we're looking at the financial closing assistant. And in an era where companies can run supply chains in near real time and answer customer questions in seconds, the financial close can still take a week, sometimes longer. Not because the work is hard, but because the work is fragmented. Now let's go ahead and start by looking back at Q1. What you're gonna see here is that in the company we are today, there are 12 legal entities, 4 ERPs, 6 different currencies, hundreds of reconciliations that take a human in one country waiting on a human in another. The close is not slow because financial teams are slow. It's slow because the work is person to person. What you're about to see is a different model. It's not automation. Automation runs scripts. Let's go ahead and look at this notification on our Q2 close. And what you'll see here is our financial closing assistant, hard at work, coordinating across all the different agents running. You can also see it's brought 18 different things to our attention that might need a bit of approval. In our accounting accruals agent, you can see there are 4 proposals, each with the details that I need, and each with the confidence level that's been set by my team. This professional services accrual is just below my confidence threshold. I click approve, and the system remembers. Now, let's jump over to intercompany reconciliation. This is traditionally the hardest part of the close. Now, you can see most of these are either in the works or completed, and for the ones that aren't, root cause analysis has already been done. If we look at this first one, we have timing, cutoff, and even the occasional genuine dispute. One click matches records on both sides in both currencies. Work that used to take a week of emails can now happen in a single click. A pattern is recognized because the system has company memory. It learns how your controllers think. Every approval, every override, every comment becomes part of how the agents behave next period. The system doesn't just close the books, it learns the company that's closing them. All right, let's look back at Q1, and I can ask the system to compare this with what we just saw. And what we're going to understand here is the difference between our Q1 and our Q2 close. The close was faster, with less variance and less items that a team had to deal with. Each close teaches the next one. The system gets sharper, the exceptions get rarer. The close stops being something you just survive, and it becomes something that runs itself. All right, Sebastian, back to you.
Thank you, Sophia. Well, I guess that's as exciting as the topic of financial close can be. Though I think Dominic here, our CFO, might be at peak hype. So we have over a dozen initial customers that are already on their way to deploying it, including SAP. For many of these assistants, we've actually been working with early design customers, not just to build, but also to deploy and validate the results. Let's take a closer look. Kesa Kompressoren is utilizing the product design assistant to help define product requirements, create and update product designs, and hand them over into the execution engine. On the HCM side, Ericsson is leveraging intelligent role recommendations to implement aligned and consistent and measurable goals across 85,000 employees. So each one of them has access to personalized recommendations tailored to their own career journeys. With the merchandising assistant in the CX domain, Petco turns fragmented and inconsistent content checks into a guided workflow that scores content readiness, optimizes product data, and surfaces assortment gaps for AI-driven discoverability across all of their channels. We are proud to be working with these customers and many, many other organizations to unlock new value through SAP Business AI. Now, there's one thing that we have shown you all throughout the keynote, but we haven't yet explicitly talked about, and that's Joule itself. With Joule, we are fundamentally reimagining how users will interact with SAP applications in the future. It's probably no surprise to anyone here that as SAP, think we are really famous, or should I better say infamous, for our amazing user experiences, particularly in our core ERP applications. I think Christian was actually brave enough to even show some of our great screens from 10 years ago. So we thought, why don't we just completely change the whole paradigm of user interaction? Some call it a zero UI these days, though headless also seems en vogue. But we like to call it an app-less or no apps experience. App-less, meaning an experience layer that allows you to interact with your underlying applications without having to be in them. And no apps, meaning you don't even need an app for it. The capability will generate itself on the fly. All of this and more is what is available via Spaces in Joule. Spaces is also where our agents interact immersively with your users. What you just saw in the financial close assistant with their human counterparts. Let's take a deeper look at what Spaces are.
Spaces in Joule Work have been designed to help you get your job done. These spaces are unique, context-driven, built for the task at hand. They're outcome-driven, where humans and autonomous agents work together in harmony. The right information and actions are generated for you, providing structured insights and full control. Work directly with your content, confirm decisions, complete workflows, all without switching between applications. They are dynamically generated, transactional and analytical content that bring powerful business insights directly into your workflows. You always stay in control, and Joule Work comes with a full dark mode because great software adapts to the person, not just the task. This is how modern work will get done.
I love it. Great software adapts to the person, not just the task. Isn't that exciting? Joule Spaces, along with a completely reimagined Joule Conversations experience and a brand new Joule Studio 2.0 that Philipp showed you, is now part of Joule Work. With Joule Work, we are taking a massive step in supercharging the capabilities of Joule as we know it today. Today, the Joule you know is rack-based, limited in context and governance, and in its action space and scalability. With Joule Work, we are bringing a claw-based agentic harness to Joule, along with computer and file access, better support for open standards such as MCP and A2A, access to a more complete knowledge base, and of course, amazing visualizations on the fly. In the world of SaaS, we believe not all applications and not all application providers are created equal. At SAP, we are rewriting the apps, the platform, and the experience playbook as we speak in a way that will unlock value for you that has never been possible before through the power of our Business AI platform and our Autonomous Suite. We have agents that drive outcomes, assistants that empower every role, autonomous domains that transform entire functions, and a Joule experience that reshapes employee engagement. Let's look at some of the outcomes customers are already achieving with the Autonomous Suite.
AI is an important element for us. It's about identifying those use cases that really provide the most value.
SAP Business AI has been designed into the core functions of Data Extreme's Omnis Plus platform. It's the Swiss Army knife of IT.
This transformation not only saves thousands of work hours annually, but also optimizes costs.
SAP's CX AI toolkit, it works, and it helps our reps focus on our customers and what suits them best.
The Invoice Assistant with S/4HANA is cutting the average invoice inquiry from 30 minutes to just 2 minutes. Our accounts payable backlog is down by 25%.
Every large enterprise is somewhere on a transformation journey. The companies that get this right won't be the ones with the most AI. They'll be the ones with the AI that understands how their businesses operate, like SAP does.
Aren't these some great outcomes? But there's one last thing to make the Autonomous Suite complete, and that's industries. Quick raise of hand. Who here is using SAP 100% in standard? Raise your hand. Yeah, I thought so. Me neither. Now, raise your hand if you use SAP with industry-specific solutions and extensions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. A bit shy. But I think that makes the point. Our industry solutions have always been the superpower of SAP. And this year, we bring that power back with full force. While some are just now discovering concepts like forward-deployed engineering, we have always known, since our founding days, real enterprise transformation is built on deep industry understanding. We understand how your assets are maintained, how your manufacturing processes run, or how your brands win on the shelf. And we do so across 26 industries like no other software or AI company on the planet. Hey, Joule, tell me a bit more about the industry-specific capabilities SAP provides.
Hey, Sebastian. Here's an overview of SAP capabilities across more than 25 industries.
I think that makes the point. Now, we are taking this deep domain expertise and turn it into autonomous solution. This is what Industry AI is about. Industry AI is how we bring all of that industry-specific process logic, data context, and regulatory rules into unique AI-powered solutions tailored to your core business. And we do this together with you on the Business AI Platform, delivered end-to-end by SAP as an outcome instead of SKU patchwork. We are starting with a select group of customers given the high demand, and we are delivering autonomous industry solutions starting with 7, from autonomous production to autonomous project delivery, close to your core operations and tightly integrated with your core execution systems, where each one caters to multiple industries, delivering value for customers like CHS, Roche, Deloitte, Vestas, and many, many more already now. The initial feedback has been phenomenal. Let's dive a bit deeper into one of these industry domains. Let's take autonomous asset management. What you see here is a typical maintenance process in the renewable energy sector, from monitoring to repair to documentation and best practice sharing. Every wind turbine, every defect, and every intervention directly impacts availability, safety, and ultimately power generation. Already today, the energy sector bets on SAP to manage their highly complex asset operations and maintenance processes. But now, with Industry AI, we take it to a whole new level and deliver an end-to-end multi-agent process that detects turbine defects early, ensures diagnosis and repair are prepared faster, and documentation and best practices are available to the next service technician in real time, ultimately enabling an asset-specific and fully validated maintenance process as an outcome. A great example here is RWE. They expect outcomes such as a reduction of unplanned downtime by up to 15% and up to 90 minutes saved in on-site repair time. Let's look at another domain. Let's look at revenue growth management. Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company, the largest European bottler of Coca-Cola, manages a very complex direct-to-store delivery process across 29 countries. And in today's volatile environment, exceptions during delivery settlement can happen very, very frequently. The starting point was a fragmented and manual handling process. With Industry AI, they can auto-resolve standard exceptions across all of their routes and escalate non-standard cases with a clear root cause and recommended actions. Or let's look at autonomous unified commerce. Here we are working, for example, with Salling Group, Denmark's largest retailer. Introducing new products across categories, suppliers, and channels is complex. Before, this was a manual and fragmented process. Our Industry AI helps orchestrate the entire flow. Products are automatically classified, promotion decisions are AI-driven, and supply chain actions are triggered autonomously. But now, let's hear from one of our customers directly about their industry transformation journey. H&M is one of the largest fashion brands with over 4,100 stores across 81 markets. And I'm super excited that they are joining us today to talk about what business AI looks like when it's truly embedded in how a company operates at scale. I'm thrilled to be joined by Jan Siskersen, H&M Group's Global Chief Technology Officer. Welcome, Jan, and by the way, congrats on your new role.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. So I'm extremely happy to be here today and to talk about our digital journey and our AI journey. So we are on a journey to strengthen our position as a fashion brand, and our customers are at the heart of every decision that we make. To succeed, we've been focusing on building a strong digital foundation so that tech at H&M becomes a true growth enabler.
Yeah, Jan, before we get a bit deeper into AI, first tell us a bit, how is your transformation journey looking like at H&M?
Yeah, so we're focusing on leveraging the latest technologies to enhance precision in both demand and supply, gaining real-time access to data across our entire supply chain and financial processes. And to unlock the full potential of new technologies like AI, the right digital foundation is needed to ensure that we can standardize and harmonize key business processes. And SAP sits, of course, at the core of all of this, enabled by RISE, Business Data Cloud, Commerce Cloud, and SuccessFactors.
Wow, that's really a robust foundation that you have in place at H&M. So what changes now for H&M and where are you today?
So on top of this foundation, we're layering in AI, using it to improve our operations, reimagine our stores and supply chain, and empowering our store colleagues as well with more precise decision-making capabilities. To make this real, we introduced a new innovation framework designed to help us test, explore, and then scale new ideas faster. And through this way of working, we shaped a clear vision for a more data-driven supply chain that gives us real-time insights into our store operations, which is what you're seeing on the screen here. And we brought SAP with us on this journey. The collaboration between H&M and SAP is truly unique. And it allows us to test, explore, and scale digital and AI capabilities.
This is exciting for me to hear, but can you give us one specific example?
Yes, absolutely. So one example is our work with our Store Intelligence app, a comprehensive solution for tracking store performance in real time, from the sales floor and all the way through to the market level, allowing us to understand and steer our business based on live feedback. So together with SAP, we developed the Store Intelligence Agent that prepares the store readiness and suggests next best actions for our store managers. This is what you're seeing on the screen here as well. This isn't a single agent, it's a system of agents working end-to-end across our entire value chain. So when the store receives a recommendation, it's based on what's happening real time across different business processes. For example, a week before a major stadium show in Madrid, a new trend starts gaining momentum. The The Store Intelligence app scans market signals and local demand. And based on this, it recommends which key items to feature and what quantities and where to place them for maximum impact. The result is a store that feels fresh, intentional, and perfectly aligned with what our customers want.
This is awesome. This is a great example of business AI in action. What else are you exploring right now?
Yeah, so another example of customer-facing solution we're exploring is the in-store mode in the H&M app, where customers get a personalized and locally relevant store experience. Together with SAP, we have been developing the AI-powered store concierge agent. And this goes beyond optimizing the store and connects the entire customer journey across the digital and physical channels. So the store concierge brings the online and in-store experience together into one continuous, personalized experience with outfit recommendations, real-time availability, and contextual advice. It's about making every interaction relevant, helpful, and human. And this is all powered by AI in the background. So in fact, Sebastian, if you would have asked the agent this morning what to wear for Sapphire, it would have given you an answer.
Guess what? I might have had just that problem this morning. Big keynote, big stage, big crowd, and honestly, Jan, I was not so sure what to wear.
Well, then let's see what the store concierge would have recommended for you. So if I wrote, Sebastian is giving the Sapphire keynote in Madrid today with H&M, what should he wear? See, now the agent is giving you great recommendations, including a shop the look option.
Jan, I think looking at my outfit, I think the in-store concierge did an awesome job. I think the best compliment, by the way, came from my daughter. She looked at me, she said, "Dad, this AI seems to be awesome. You look exactly like you always do." I'm very happy with what we put together, and I'm super excited about the journey we are on together.
Yeah, me too, and I think we're off to a great, great start.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you so much, Sebastian.
And with that, back to Christian.
What a great use case delivered together with our partner H&M. It shows really well the opportunities we have all together in Industry AI. If you now have an idea for your company, just call Sebastian. He will take care of it. Our new AI platform, together with our Autonomous Suite, gives you the ability to transform into an autonomous enterprise. Bringing the autonomous enterprise to life will help you to gain resiliency in times of uncertainty, where we sometimes don't know what will happen tomorrow. But technology alone and plugging AI agents into your existing system landscape will drive zero value. Moving to the autonomous enterprise requires serious change management. Adoption of AI goes hand in hand with business process redesign and end-user enablement. To support you in this transformation, we are launching a new Rise and Grow with SAP offering. First, our architects, AI developers, LOB and industry consultants will come to you on site to drive change management and AI adoption. No matter if you are starting on an ECC system or on S4HANA, we contractually commit to kickstart your AI journey. We will activate and drive adoption of 3 Joule Assistants with the associated agents in year 1. And with our max success plan, we commit to set every assistant and agent live. Second, the modernization of your legacy landscape is still very important. A harmonized data foundation and simplified process layer is important for the AI agents to deliver accurate outcomes at scale. We will support you in this journey with our AI-powered ERP migration platform. You already know Joule for developers and Joule for consultants. Thousands of customers are already using those tools, seeing up to 30% efficiency gains. But now, we are taking it to the next level. We are supercharging our ERP migration tool chain with new Joule Assistants. These AI assistants take care of the most complex tasks, including data migration, test automation, or business process re-engineering. All in all, we are aiming to reduce migration efforts by up to 50%, making your migration even faster and more cost-effective. Finally, with SAP Grow, we are offering our newest members to the family, our new SAP customers, a clear path to the autonomous enterprise. At no additional cost, we will activate over 20 AI assistants out of the box. And in all of this, our ecosystem plays a key role. In a nutshell, no matter where you start, we will enable you to kickstart AI tomorrow. So, we are coming already to an end. Let's come back to the question I asked at the beginning of the keynote. Will SAP still be a software company in the future? And who better to answer this question than Joule?
SAP is becoming a business AI company. That's 100% accurate, unlike your unicorn drawing.
Okay, thanks, Joule. I promise to improve my drawing prompts. Now, Joule, can you do me a last favor for today and help me to close out this keynote and just give us the key takeaways?
Today, we showed how to turn the promise of business AI into reality. SAP Business AI Platform provides the data, process, and governance AI needs to deliver accurate and secure outcomes at scale. We introduced the Autonomous Suite, where applications reason, decide, and act for you. And we showed how we manage change management with RISE. Together, with customers and partners, we showed how SAP is helping companies realize the vision of the autonomous enterprise.
Joule, really great. I would propose you run the full keynote next year. But in all seriousness, this is the evolution you can expect from SAP. We have been reinventing businesses for over 50 years. And now, by infusing ERP's brain into the new Business AI platform, we are solving one of the biggest business challenges customers are facing today: how to turn AI into true business value. It's the end of long negotiations, supply chain disruptions, financial blind spots, timesheets, and hopefully the end of being overworked. It's definitely the beginning of better. Welcome to the autonomous enterprise and welcome to Sapphire 2026.